Hello, loves. Hi. It's Emme Rain, your magical mystic. One moment. I want to share this in a couple of places. I'm also planning to save this video and put it on my YouTube. So give me 1 second because this is an important message for you guys, because I do know that the foolishness never ends. The foolishness never ends. So let's see here. Here we go. So unfortunately, when money increase, the scams increase. And it's, and again, like I said, it's unfortunate, but that's just kind of how it goes, right? But in that space, we have a responsibility to ourselves to keep ourselves safe. So guys, I'm asking everyone who comes in to tag your friends, get them over here. I ain't trying to sell you nothing. I'm just trying to help you out the best that I can. This ain't sales. This ain't me trying to teach you nothing either as far as mysticism. Did I do that already? I can't remember. Oh well. Okay, so boom. I better put this in my Legacy Builders group for my business coaching and mentorship. And then I'll be done with this part. Okay, so hey y'all, hey. So one of the things that happens all the time when people get money is that people immediately try to figure out how to get them off their money. And that's just part of life. It ain't no point being mad at a person who always with the hustle and the fuckery, because that don't protect you. Anger is not a protection. Remember that. Anger is not a protection. Complaining is not a protection. So if you want protection, you have to learn how to protect yourself. Okay. Now, one of the things that happens all the time is that a lot of people, they want to make money. They want to flip their money. They want to double their money. They want to triple their money. They want to do all of that. But unfortunately, they don't want to really work for it. And so they fall into the bullshit that you see in these communities. One of the things that has taken a lot of people down here recently is this ideology of SouSous. Now, let's get rid of that word and let's talk about group economics, okay? Group economics can work. Don't get me wrong, and they do work. But group economics require several things. Number one, trust, okay? There is no way to make that work without trust. And to have trust, there must be integrity. So trust and integrity, that's number one. That has to be there. The next thing is a plan. Listen, I'm going to tell you something. If I take $1,000 out of my pocket, let's say all of us come together. Let's just deal with the group of people that's right here. So 10 of us come together and we take $1,000 a piece and put it in a pot, okay? And without a plan, we just say each month we're going to put $1,000 in and we're going to distribute it to each one. So it's 10 of us. Month one, everybody come together with $1,000. He get it first. His name Adam. He get it first because his name is Adam. He starts with an A. We don't know how else to do it because we don't have a plan. So now we give Adam this $10,000. Adam don't have a business idea. Adam don't, again, have a plan. So Adam pays bills, and Adam does this and does that and does this. Now let's just say that he don't mess up so bad so that by month 2, he come in with his 1,000 and everybody come in with their 1,000. Now it goes to Betty, you know what I'm saying? Because her name started with a B. Because again, we still don't have a plan. Betty don't have a business idea. Betty don't have anything going on to where that infusion of $10,000 can become something else. Now, listen at this. It's not necessarily that just doing it like that won't work, but you got to understand that basically over the course of 10 months, each person is only just putting in a whole $1,000 so that everybody get a $10,000 lump sum infusion, but you really ain't getting anything extra, because if you keep your $1,000 each of those 10 months, you could give yourself $10,000. And they could all give themselves $10,000. So it really isn't worth doing in that sense or in that space, right? However, if you and I and say 10 of us all come together, all of us got business ideas. All of us, whether it be, somebody wants to start a nonprofit here, somebody wants to start a club there, somebody wants to start, even a church over here, somebody over here is starting a personal care business, and somebody right here want to start a nursing home, and this person want to do real estate. But at least all of us know what we're going to do with the money. Now, it's not enough to have a conversation about what we're going to do with the money. We need to also have a business plan. Each person coming to the table, they should bring a business plan together. This is what I'm going to do, because everybody's business ain't going to take the same amount of money to get it started. If you start a nursing home, you finna put some millions in. Quite possibly. Okay, whereas somebody who's starting a personal care business that's just making body butters and all of that, they could put a couple thousand in. And in true group economics, what they do is they look at the cost to set up the business, the potential return on investment, and then they break it down like that. So this person who her name might start with a Z, hell, because now we got a plan. It don't matter what her name start with. We ain't just going in order, alphabetical order like children. She has the least expensive business plan, and it has a really high potential return on investment. Okay, that's called a ROI, return on investment. So she has a potentially high return on investment. We're going to all get together, us 10, and we're going to go in behind her. Not only are we going to put the money in with her, but we're going to support the business. We're going to help promote the business. We're going to do, each of us bringing our talents and not just our money to the table to make sure her business goes off the ground, because we're all equally invested. We don't own her business, but we're equally invested, because once she hits a success, she's going to return whatever a certain amount is, and she's in this group to make sure that the next business is off the ground. Now, because we done came together and made her business successful, she went from making $5,000 a month, where she was when she came into this thing, to now she making $50,000 a month. She can put in more, and she ought to put in more. So now she comes to the table with what she comes to the table with. Everybody else come together again. And this is the next business that would be the easiest and the less expensive to put out there, because it still has a really high return on investment. And you work your way around until all the people who came together have their business or have their homes or have whatever it is that they came together in agreement with. They have grown the money. Money don't grow by itself. And I know that it feels like I'm taking the fun out of some things, and some people who are ready to hustle you probably gonna be mad when they see this video, and I don't mind, because this is probably the 4th or 5th person I've talked to in the last 3 weeks who lost all of their savings account playing with people who claim to have a plan to grow your money. I don't want to hear what you say you can do. I need you to put it in writing for me. Show me how this works. Now, this is the hustle, okay? And you need to be aware of this. The hustle is this. Like right now, I'll give you an example. I don't know everybody Demetria knows, and Demetria don't know everybody I know, even though Demetria is one of my apprenticeship soon-to-be graduates. Yay, big ups, big ups, big ups. Okay. And her business is phenomenal and everything. I got to just give her a big ass shout out. Her self-love kit will give you all your fucking life, right? But anyway, we don't know everything that about each other like that though. Even though she was my apprentice and she studied under me for over a year. If I pull Billy Bob in, and I pull this person in, this person in, my first few, we come together, we say we're going to do a SouSous. And what we doing is SouSouing the fuck out of you, right? So it's like when you say, I want to see who done got paid, because when you come to me about something like that, it's like, have you ever got paid? That's what I want to know. Have you got paid? Can you show me where this person paid you versus how much you put in? I need some proof. Due diligence. You don't spend money without knowing why and how and who you're spending it with. So I actually done paid Billy Bob $80,000 on his 20. You know what I'm saying? And he done been paid, you know, $40,000 on his 10 and whatever they promise you, right? And those numbers look astounding. It's like, you mean I could just give you $20,000 and then pull 80 back out? He did do it. I saw that shit. I did see that and I did see that, but they are in cahoots with one another. And he was able to pull money out and he was able because of all the people like you who came in after. Because this is what you got to understand. Without a plan, you give me $5,000, that $5,000 will stay $5,000. How will it grow? It's not a chill pet. It's not going to grow just because I add water. It just sits there. Now, it looked like it's growing if you give me 5, she give me 5, she give me 10, she give me 15, she give me 1,000, she give me 500, and then all these people, money is collecting in my pot. That look like growth. But if I owe everybody back at least what they paid in plus extra, somebody gonna come up short. In fact, everybody gonna come up short, except for the first few. Give me 20,000, 2 months, I'm going to give you back 40. That money with no plan came from everybody who came in later. And unless you can keep this thing going for eternity, somebody is going to have to eat that shit. Somebody's. Don't do the dummy with your money. I might as well make that a t-shirt because I've been saying that a lot lately. Don't do the dummy with your money. Don't fall for get rich quick schemes. You know, it's kind of interesting that people who hustle people, they're not original. They are not original. They are playing with you based upon your desire to get a lot for nothing. That don't exist. Even right now with me doing cryptocurrency, let me explain something to you about that. And my son as well. It's easy for me to say to you, you know, I'm up like $42,000 right now. Okay. And right now I'm up like $42,000 on my investment. Okay. However, it was one day I checked and I was only up $5,000. I was $5,000 away from my initial investment of it starting to eat into my money because it goes up and down and up and down and up and down and up and down, right? And so in that up and down, I looked and I was, I guess, $25,000 up. And literally a day later, I was only up $5,000. That means $20,000 of potential income I missed because the market ate it right back up. Okay. I say all the time, I ain't never reached back into my initial investment. I really don't know because I don't sit there and watch it all the time. I have not caught myself that low, but the market do move. And so for a person who gets into cryptocurrency to hold, you good because you buying it with the intention of just holding it until you get to a certain place. With a person who's trading, you got to watch the market. You got to study the market. It is no such thing as effortless wealth. Even if you inherit it. I mean, if you inherit or even win the lottery, if you win the lottery or you inherit millions of dollars, If you don't learn how to operate with that money, it will not last very long. It's going to be dwindled away by taxes and fees and this and this and that. There is some effort required to wealth, loves. And so get rich quick schemes, you got to look at yourself. So what? This person done told you that they can sell you, you know, $1 million. This happened to me. Somebody hit me up one day in my email and they said, I can get you $1 million worth of land in the Islands for $15,000. Well, number one, I don't believe you. I just don't believe you. Why the hell are you telling me? I don't know you like that. But this is what I asked them. I said, how much do you have? You know what I'm saying? Because I'm the type of person, I don't believe that something can be too good to be true because I'm magical. I create too good to be true in my life every goddamn day. So I'm going to ask questions. And I'm going to tell you that the only kind of people who have problems with you asking a lot of questions are people who are not there for you. They are only there for themselves. So I asked, how much do you have? Well, I'm in the process of buying a couple of plots myself, but you hadn't yet. No, you know, because it's this whole process about closing, blah, 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 blah. I said, well, can you send me the official documentation on the land that's available? He said, well, I can get something drawn up for you. No. I don't need you to draw up nothing. Okay. I need the official documentation. Because don't y'all have some kind of government agency that keeps track of the land like we have here in the United States? And it's like, oh, yeah. But they charge for that. Oh, okay. How much do they charge for the documentation? Well, it could be up to $500. And so going forward, you know, he hit me up because I had answered, right? Maybe a week or so later. It's like, I didn't know if you wanted to go on and get in on this, blah, 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 blah. It's only $15,000. It's going to be going up soon. Now that's to put the rush on you. And people who are afraid to miss opportunity to make just easy money, like, you can get a bank loan on as soon as you buy it. You can turn around and get a bank loan for the whole $1 million. Number one, that's not the case. No bank will ever give you a loan for 100% on just land of the appraisal price. They're not going to do it. Because if you lose it, they ain't got they would literally have to sell it for more than it's worth to get their money back. Every bank is all about creating, everybody is trying to create money. You understand what I'm saying? Everything is about income and return on investment. They're not going to give me exactly what it's worth. But a person who don't notice, who have not studied, they fall into a little trickery like that. So this is what I told him. I said, what made you choose me? He was like, I just want to bless you. I've been watching you for a long time and you really been a blessing to me and blah, 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 blah. I said, well, I'll tell you what, if you don't mind, this is the kind of blessing I need. Why don't you go up there to the courthouse or wherever y'all go and pay that $500 and get the official paperwork and then have it overnighted to me or whatever so I can let my attorney look it over. Because before I send anybody $15,000, I need to know who I'm sending it to. I need to make sure that this can be a bank-to-bank transfer, that every part of it is protected, and I need to see all the official documentation. Next thing I know, you cannot respond to this message. You know what that means? I didn't ask for nothing unreasonable. Don't be in such a hurry that you can't ask questions. Your job, if you want to be wealthy, how many of you want to be wealthy? Just type wealth in the comments section. Type wealth in the comment section. If you really, truly want to be wealthy, that's something that's important to you. Just type wealthy, okay, in comments. And I'm going to tell you why. Wealth is created. It's created. It's created. And if you want it, you need your own plan. That's not to say that you can't invest in other people. Home Depot made a lot of people wealthy. Lowe's made a lot of people wealthy. Walmart has made a lot of people wealthy. Okay? But the person who got wealthy through investing in any of these companies, Amazon, Apple, wherever, whoever, right? They had a plan. okay? That I'm going to find some of the most promising companies and give them this money so that they can become as successful as possible and I can get a good return on investment. One of the things that I'm mindful of, even with me, I do wholesale with a lot of my products, okay? But and this is the conversation that has to happen behind the scenes when I do it. Like, for instance, I'm doing wholesale right now, working out a deal with this girl who want to carry these Wealth of the Wicked candles. Okay, these candles will never be cheaper than $10. It don't matter if you buy 20,000 of them, because if I go any less than $10, I don't make a profit. I ain't supposed to not make a profit for you to sell my product for me, because I sell them for quite well for myself. You know what I'm saying? And so some people, because they don't understand business, they actually violate all the laws of commerce and they never get ahead. When you try to create something from nothing and you don't want to give no effort, including study, learning, understanding, and you think you can flip your money like a drug dealer. Let me explain something to you about drugs, because everything that I learned that really made me successful, I want you guys to hear this, because this is no lie and I don't care how people feel about it. The dope game is why I became a successful entrepreneur. It wasn't until drug dealing that you really, really understand business, because that's street economy, right? And street economy is cruel. It ain't got all the dressing and all of the big ass 15 and 20 letter words to try to confuse you. It's just real simple to understand. And I'm going to give you guys a drug lesson real quick. But I need you to understand this, okay? Even if you thought like, well, it happened in the dope game, I could flip my money real quick. Because a lot of women go through this every time it's tax season or any kind of other big lump sum season. Some dude, some dope boy want to flip their money, okay? Especially hood chicks, okay? And I ain't talking about you. It's just kind of one of the things. Hood chicks are chicks that's hood adjacent, which means you hood friendly, but you ain't quite in the hood, but you know some hood people. Somebody always got a plan to flip your money. Okay, here's the reality though. You might decide, okay, I'm gonna let this person flip my money, and they may really know how to do it. Meaning they finna to put all this money together and they finna to go buy a bird, right? And then they gonna cut that thing down and sell it street value, and they gonna actually get a full, probably 2.5 times what it was worth. So it won't be just a double up, it'll be 2.5 times. And they know that half is theirs, and then that double up is going back to all the people that they got it from. But enough with that half, they can go buy their own bird. Now, here's what happens though. Nobody who is not in Mexico or wherever else they get this stuff from knows the quality of the dope. So you go buy all this cocaine, you got you a whole bird, but this stuff is not the right quality. It's not as high quality as you thought. Okay. And so when you get to cooking it up, you realize that you're going to have to sell this a whole lot bigger, or you're going to have to cut it a whole lot less. Okay. Now, by cut it, let me make that real simple in layman's terms. McDonald's probably paid a few cents for each patty, but you pay $1. Okay. Now, if they put the patty on this burger, it's $1. If they put it on this burger, it's $3. And they know that, right? So the thing for McDonald's is they have to, because you also got to count the bread and the cheese and the this and the that. This is the cost of doing business. After cost, how much can you pump the price? So in dope game, cutting the dope is how much you can pump the price. If I can cut it heavy, if it's pure quality, I can cut it heavy and I can get a whole lot more cut out of it. I can take it and do a lot more with it. If it's not pure product, then I can't cut it like that. And that means that I'm going to lose a little bit. Now, you don't know that till you in there. This is why I tell people that just thinking like that is going to be a destructive force for you, because trying to do it quick and easy, you never count all of the stuff that could happen. Have any of you ever watched Flip or Flop or any of those things on HGTV? You see the house and you're like, oh, yeah, this is going to be nice. And then they open the door and you like, ooh, ooh, and then they start talking about they got to do this, they got to do this. Then all of a sudden they discover that there's a crack in the foundation, or that the house has to be lifted and the foundation kind of re-poured, and this and that and the third, and this an additional $40,000-$50,000 worth of work that has to happen. And now they got to redo the roof, and then they find out it's termites, and then they got to do this, and then they got to do that. And it's just like, damn, we got to sell for XYZ just to get our money back. Because there's no such thing as guaranteed returns. There are always going to be things you can't see. And you knowing that, you don't go into something where you don't get to see nothing right up front. You do your due diligence. You do what you need to do to prepare for whatever it is that may come along. If you want to be wealthy, it's best to create your own wealth. Because when you put it in somebody else's hands, you are basing your wealth upon their expertise. Now, going back to the dope game, I know a lot of dudes that's cold in the business, but I done seen a lot of dudes dang near lose everything because of water whip. Because it looked real good when you first buy, but as soon as the air hit it, that shit do this. You know, and it's just like, damn, that was a cookie. Now it's like a nibble. It's like, damn, what happened to the dope? When you look at your life, it's your responsibility to build your own wealth. You don't have to be the most talented person, but you do have to be engaged. Because if you're not engaged, you're going to be Fred Sanford, okay, which is Red Fox. Some of you too young to know who he was. But I'm just old enough to remember one day watching a guy who I had, this old funny acting man on TV crying, saying, they taking all my stuff. They down here, somebody please help me. He in the TV camera crying because none of his taxes were paid. He wasn't prepared for money. He was making it, but he wasn't prepared. That didn't happen to him just once. That happened to him at least twice. And I think more than twice. One time, Eddie Murphy came and bailed him out. We all know Wesley Snipes. We all remember him being in all these movies, Blade and this and that, and the man could fight, and he was just really a good actor. He was versatile and all of that stuff. And we also remember him getting in so much trouble because of his taxes that, you know, we talking about a prison sentence. It's like, how, Wesley? How? Because you're trusting other people too much. We know about Eazy-E. You got the talent. You got the money to get yourself started, but you ain't smart about business. And now this nigga here done took you for everything you got. If a person promised you the moon, you need to ask them, show me where you own that motherfucker. Where's your paperwork? Okay, where is the paperwork that says the moon is yours? I need official documentation. I want to see notarized statements that's actually, I can go to the courthouse and see where it's been filed again, that the ownership of the moon is yours, because you can't promise me some shit that you don't have. I'm not going to invest thousands of dollars with someone who don't already have thousands of dollars. What can you do with my money if you ain't doing shit with your own? Nothing but take it and pay bills. Nothing. And you look at what these people are doing with these SouSous. They literally set it up just to pull people in so that they can have their own lump sums. I just heard about some girl, I can't think of her name now again, and believe you me, I wouldn't be scared to say it either if I could think of it. I just can't think of it. But anyway, she was going to buy expensive shoes, going on trips, buying bags, buying all these different things, and people thinking, oh, she balling out of control. Yes, on your money. Every business owner is balling out of control on the customer's money, right? But there's a real exchange. See, if you buy a butter from me or fragrance from me or oil from me or service from me, you're buying something from me. And so if I send you what you bought, the exchange is complete. I ain't promising you that you're about to be a millionaire. I am literally only doing what I need to do to make sure that you get what you paid for. Okay? Some people, they don't want to give you anything. They want to find the quickest, easiest way to empty your pockets. But it ain't their job to consider you more than you consider yourself. And that's the point of this message. It is your job to consider yourself, to take care of yourself. It is your job to do your due diligence and also to make sure you protect yourself. I got a lot of money out there in different areas, and I'm not going to get a return on all of it, and I already know that. But if I lose any of it, I won't be lost all of it because, I'm diversified. Tomorrow, I could look at my Coinbase account and there'll be nothing there. But I'm not going to lose anything because I didn't take all of my savings and put it into Coinbase. Some people, they'll let you give your last dollar. And you have to watch people who want your last dollar. If you've been following me for a long period of time, you've seen me say this. Don't be sending me your light bill money, trying to jump into a ritual or trying to do a service or trying to do this, not even to pay for the apprenticeship. Yeah, you need to render to Caesar's what's Caesar's. Entergy want their shit. Duke want their shit. Whoever your power company is, they want their shit. They deserve it. They've been giving you your lights, and you need to give them their money. That's not yours to spend. I have Verizon, okay? Whatever belongs to Verizon, that ain't mine to spend. That's Verizon's because we have an agreement. Listen, my phone ought to fucking work every time I pick it up. Okay, my internet ought to work on my laptop every time I'm ready for it to work. And if you do what you're supposed to do, I'm damn sure gonna pay you. And that's a mentality that will lead you also to wealth, because you got to understand that there is a certain level of trust that do have to be present for you to get wealthy, because nobody can build wealth all by themselves. So you have to have people to come into your life that you can trust. But first, if you really want people that's trustworthy, you got to be a trustworthy person. Like, people kill me being with the fuckery and then being mad because they fall into the fuckery, because the reality is like attracts like. And so when I was into the fuckery, I had a lot of people that was always into the fuckery, and it used to make me think that everybody was with the fuckery. But the reality is I was drawing people into my life that was a mirror to certain aspects of myself. And that's one part of it. The other part of it is, even after I started to change, the crowd didn't change. But the reason why the crowd didn't change is because I still had not learned how to do my due diligence. It's just like, it's fuck people everywhere. What is it about you that believe that you can believe them? You still hadn't learned yet certain things. So now fuck people are there to teach me a different lesson. What am I saying to you guys? If you want to be wealthy, first of all, it's your responsibility. Second of all, you need to do it off your own talents and your own plan. Now, that doesn't mean that you need to learn how to build aircrafts, because that's a passion for you. You can put your money into aircrafts. You can give Delta some of your money. You can give whoever, American Airlines, some of your money. And let them do what they do with it, because they're the professionals and you have the money. They have the skill, you have the money. That's a match made in heaven, as long as you find the person with the skill that also has the integrity and that also has the plan. You don't give your money to a person just because they look like they ought to know how to do something with it. Every time I look around, somebody hitting me up with an idea that they want me to put money behind. I'm not going to ever give a person more money for their idea than they willing to create for themselves. I have met people, and let's talk about a movie that kind of sums this up. Acrimony. It was Taj P. Henson. So she met this guy, and that became her husband, and he had this idea, and he was just so gung-ho on this idea. Now, a lot of people didn't read that movie in all the ways that they should have. Yes, eventually he was successful. She was crazy as hell, because I'd have took that check, and I'd have been about my life and having myself a fucking blast regardless, right? However, let's have a real conversation. How did she get bitter? Because he felt like his idea was enough to sustain him. He didn't want to work. He didn't give a damn about making her go broke. He didn't give a damn about the disarray of the house. He didn't care about anything but his idea. Now, here's the reality. Had he been a responsible type guy, he might have would have got there faster. It took a long time for him to get it, and he might not would have ever gotten it had it not been from a girl that he knew who happened to have an in. Because they didn't want to hear from him, because you could look at him and tell he was a sloppy ass person. He barely made it. Barely made it. And a lot of people, that's how they are. They do have a good idea, but you're a sloppy individual. I can't trust you with my money, because you might burn through $5 million before you actually get your mindset where it needs to be to make the first $1 billion. And you know what? That's acceptable if that's your $5 million. If it costs you $5 million of your money to get it right, to get to the $1 billion, absolutely. But when you're asking for mine, yours, his, theirs, hers, that's a different story. I couldn't guarantee anybody that Magical Mystic was going to work when I first started it. I couldn't guarantee anybody that Legacy Builders was going to work when I first started it. I could show them, why I think it was going to work. Right? And now, being the owner of a multi-million-dollar brand, even now, I'm not going to act like I just knew this was going to happen, because that would be bullshit. That's another thing for you to watch out for. When people say this is guaranteed and ain't no way you can lose your money, they're telling you a lie. There are no guarantees. The closest thing to a guarantee you will ever have is when your money is under your control and you're invested based upon your talents, because you have a bit more control, you're fully invested, that kind of thing. And even then, there's no guarantee. I've had businesses that weren't successful. Before I became really good at creating nice events, I had some that cost $10,000 and it was only 15, 20 people there. It's like, what the fuck? Okay, how? You know what I'm saying? How did that happen? And that was a part of how I became good at event planning. But you have to go through those things. You don't want to be the person that take other people through those things just because you can. And you don't want to be the person who don't do your due diligence to see what the person in front of you who's asking for your money has to offer. There's always somebody who promises you something. Somebody hit me up a month ago, and they was asking me, would I be willing to put $10,000 in the Forex? And I said no. It was an easy answer for me. Does Forex trading work? Sure. Do M got time to learn Forex right now? No. Do I trust the person who hit me up to just get them $10,000 to trade Forex, whatever, for me? No. So the answer was easy. No. Could that money probably right now be $40,000? It could probably be, but it could also be gone. I didn't know enough, and I wasn't ready to invest the time to learn. So the answer was no. Loves, you are responsible for yourself. You're responsible for yourself. You're responsible for your happiness. You're responsible for your health, and you are responsible for your financial outcomes. I teach a lot of classes. Okay. And every class, the most disappointing thing is some people will sit there the whole class and not do a damn thing with anything that I said. People will take 33 days to abundance, know that there's going to be 33 different deities or energies introduced, and they get through 3 or 4 and start skipping deities and continuing with that one and doing this, and then they just skip 5 days altogether and they do this and they do that. And then the 33rd day come and they be like, man, I ain't get nothing out of this. What did you give? And they feel some kind of way in their heart because while we're doing it, my income keep going up. It ain't going up because of you. You ain't giving me money every 33 days of these 33 days. Every one of those 33 days. You didn't give me money. So it ain't because of you. It's because the work works. But you are not working the work. One day you got up and your baby was crying and he had a fever and this baby was teething and your husband didn't want to help you and you used that as an excuse. So you didn't light your candles, you ain't sit with the energy, you ain't do nothing. But in your mind, that was acceptable. To me, that's not acceptable. Baby crying, I'm holding the baby. That don't mean I can't get my candle work on. That don't mean I can't talk to this energy. That don't mean that I can't do my bath work. That don't mean that I can't take my baby, me and my baby outside. Wow. I'm holding this child. Because what else am I doing? I ain't doing open heart surgery on this joker. I'm holding the baby while it's crying and patting it. I can go put my feet in the dirt still. Some people don't think about what they can do. They only think about what ain't convenient and what don't feel good. And those same kind of people, because they have a perception problem, they are the main ones who fall into the bullshit with other people because the scammer looks to alleviate your due diligence because scammers understand that the easiest target are those who don't want to do their due diligence. That's the easiest target. This little lazy sucker, she ain't gonna even read all this stuff that we put in front of her. Easy target. Look at this one. She wrote back fast, desperate for some money. See, everything that you do with a scammer, they're reading it. It ain't nothing like a predator. All scammers are predators. They got the eye to see weakness. Otherwise, they wouldn't be very successful at it. And saying some stupid shit on Facebook, even if it's true, some things don't need to be shared with the world. I hate to read prime target. This one guy told me one time, this was last year. He said, Em, I love you so much, but I already know I wouldn't have a chance in hell of dating you. And you know what? I said, you're probably right. You know why he know that for sure? He's heard me say something that took me out of his league in his own mind. Possibly the fact that I don't want to be controlled and I ain't submitting to nobody. Like, oh, she ain't going for none of my shit. That just wouldn't work. I love her though, but I just know I can't have her. You sure can't. Don't keep lowering yourself by being lazy and being foolish. The other day, I damn near refunded this chick. So since the stimulus check and all of that stuff has hit, sales have been way up. But this one girl, she bought 30 Wealth of the Wicked candles and 30 Wealth of the Wicked oils at full price, okay? So we talking, that was a nice little lump for me. But I had never seen her name before. So I hit her up. I just sent her a quick little email. And I said, hey, you know, I was just trying to make sure that you were ordering 30 and 30. And she's like, yes, because I want to make sure this, that, and the third. And I asked her, have you ever done magic before? And she said, well, no, but I'm in the group. I said, so you ain't never, this is going to be your first candles and your first oils? And she was like, yeah, and I'm so excited because Tasha had posted a post about all of her Wealth of the Wicked candles, but Tasha is going to use them and Tasha knows how to use them. So I told her, I said, did you watch the video on the thing to see, you know, so you could at least, because there's videos now on the website where you can learn how to use the products. And she said, no, I'm going to have to go do that. And I ain't going to lie, I wanted to refund her order because I was like, she must be disappointed. You know what I'm saying? She doesn't know anything about magic. She's expecting, and it could happen, don't get me wrong, I got some really strong magic, but she's expecting a return just for burning this candle, and she did no due diligence to know how to operate it. But I took time and sent her some videos and tagged her under a couple of things because I want her to be successful. Everybody who shopped with me, for whatever reason, I want them to be successful. That's how businesses grow. They create success behind them. Hustlers don't give a fuck. Scammers, they don't care. Because literally, they'll wear that corner out. And then when people say, that's a scammer, they be like, oh shit, gigs up. And they move down to the next corner and they keep that shit going. When you catch people who are always changing their name, and I know I got 2 names on Facebook and I got 3 pages. Emme Rain is my brand. That is my mystic name. But I've never hidden the fact that my name is Lucretia Hayes. Okay? But when you catch people who are always changing their name and always changing their image and always hiding, you know what I'm saying? They always got some new way for you to pay them because PayPal keeps shutting their ass down, and this is shutting them down and that is Square shutting them down. It's because there's something wrong with their business, the way they handle business, or something is wrong with them somehow. When a person tell me they ain't got PayPal and they don't have Stripe because their accounts keep getting messed up, I ain't gonna spend no money with them. Why do your accounts keep getting messed up? I got the same PayPal account I had since 2008. It ain't never been shut down. I had one other account that I don't have anymore because the business is not open anymore. Why is your stuff constantly being shut down? What are you not doing? Loves, do your due diligence. Don't let yourself get out here and lose everything that you don't work so hard for. They are not, and when I say they, I mean all scammers, all bullshitters. They are not entitled to your money. These Johnny-come-lately folks blowing smoke up your ass, you ought to be used to the hustle by now. You ought to smell that shit a mile away. Where you come from and what do you want? If, you know what, people will hit me up sometimes and be like, I'm going to be an apprentice one day. I'm going to sign up next month. Next month, come and go. I don't delete them. I don't get mad. I don't get up and make a video. Oh, folks always saying what they going to do, but they don't never do it because I'm not that invested in you becoming an apprentice. If you want to, you can. I'm right here. I ain't going nowhere. I'm not a fly-by-night. And people sometimes be like, Em, please just keep doing it until... I'm not a fly-by-night. I'm established. Look for length, establish credibility, and look for honesty. I've messed up quite a few businesses before I got it right. I'm not ashamed to say it because I got it right. When you're ashamed to say, oh, I used to be fucking up, y'all. Oh, I done wrote some bad checks in my day. Do you hear me? When you're ashamed to say that, it's usually because you still got that shit in you. You never did fix it. And you don't want to say it because you don't want nobody to be distrusting you now. I don't need your trust. You understand what I'm saying? When it concerns your money, I need you to do your due diligence, whether it's me or someone else. Don't just jump into shit because you see a popular face. Somebody sent me a thing. Was it Snoop Dogg or Boosie? They gonna give money to whoever do this and do this and do this. And they always, you know, people just be spreading that shit. And I was like, I'm not interested. Somebody hit me up the other day. Did you know about this new program? They giving out $8,000. I was like, did you get some? Yeah, I got my money. So I was just telling you about it. I said it ain't for me. Even if somebody giving out $8,000, I'm not finished to get in the line for that. I make that sometimes in a few hours. Leave it for those who need it. It's like, I wouldn't let that opportunity pass me up. All you got to do is click this link. I don't need it. And I'm not clicking no link. And then she blocked me. You blocked me because I don't want to click a link? Somebody say, that's bougie of you. Anybody could use $8,000 more until you realize if you take it and don't need it, somebody who need it, it won't be available for them. Integrity of your heart draw to you some amazing things. One thing I am proud of is that I got people around me who spend tens of thousands of dollars a month on behalf of other people that they don't even know. It's like being the nucleus of goodness that radiates out constantly. But that's because in my heart, that's really how I am. I don't want food stamps. Even when they was giving it to everybody, I never went and signed up for it. For what? That first stimulus that came through, it was the weirdest thing because I got it and I couldn't believe it. But I ain't need it, so guess what I did with it? I gave it out. And a whole lot more to boot. Integrity is not about what you do in front of people when everybody can see you. It's about the true condition of your heart. If you fix your heart to a space where you truly are, you want to be wealthy and you want to help make other people wealthy, then you get into a space where you actually can be successful. You will be successful and you will help other people be successful, and it'll be beautiful. And that's where you want to be. When people come to you with scams, don't hesitate to report them. And anytime something sounds like it's an opportunity, ask questions. Ask for official paperwork. If it's real, they ought to be able to get that to you. Ask about their background. See what they have invested before you look at investing your own money. And don't be afraid to lose a friend. Just because you're my friend don't mean that you're entitled to my money, because I don't think I'm entitled to yours. And we ought to still be able to be friends. And don't trust it just because it's your sister or your mama in this SouSous. A lot of people in these SouSous things, they don't even realize that they're in a scam and they're hustling hard trying to make some money so that they can make some money. And I'm going to tell you, money will show you the true condition of other people's heart towards you. It will. Okay? If you want to be wealthy, invest in yourself. Education. Create a heart of integrity. And have a will-do, can-do attitude. Get that gut together. And then get up and get after it. Make a plan. The plan don't have to include 20-letter words that you don't even know how to spell, say, or define. Common sense. If you don't know how to do it through business, think about the dope game. And amazingly, things are just open and unfold. Okay, loss, re-up, customer appreciation and satisfaction, distribution. Okay, distribution, this, that, the creation. Okay, all right, I got it. I got it now, I got it. It's real easy. That game right there will teach you everything you need to know about any kind of business you ever want to get into, because it always comes down to the same thing. I love you guys. And I know that sometimes I come with these messages that maybe suck a little air out of you, but I'm telling you, I believe in you and I know that you can be wealthy. All of us, everybody that's watching, all of us can be millionaires by the end of this year. Well, I already am. But all of you guys that are not yet millionaires can be millionaires, if not multimillionaires, by the end of this year. If you hear me, receive that shit. Just say yes, yes. Yes, inside your heart and your mind, say yes with your whole energy. You can, with what you already are working with. You can find an opportunity. Opportunities will reveal themselves. You can create whatever it is. This chick sold millions of lipsticks or lipstick kits or whatever the fuck. Like in a day, in a few hours, she sold out. People say, but that's because she's a Kardashian. I don't give a fuck who she is. The fact that she can do it, somebody else can too. Do you have to be a Kardashian? No, the fuck you don't. Listen to me carefully. I want you to listen. I don't have millions of followers. I don't even have 10,000 subscribers on YouTube. Okay? I don't have any of it takes all of my Instagram accounts together to have 100,000 people. I don't even have 100,000 people. My show is in a city of 80,000 people with a range of about 2 million people, 1.5 million people, right? But yet, even with those small numbers compared to a lot of other people who are way larger, I am a multimillionaire. My brand is worth over $20 million. It ain't sitting still. I don't have $20 million in the bank. I don't have $10 million in the bank. Everything is in investments and in things that's going to keep growing my money, because I don't need that kind of money sitting in a bank. I need assets that appreciate and accumulate value. You can do that. You can do that. And if you dare to get up and get off your ass and start, you will do that. I love y'all. Talk to you soon.